This video is going to be about preparing yourself for life, growing up, being a feminist, pretty much getting used to certain things to survive certain things, like having sex with men and shit like that. So, I think from an emotional level, me having my femalehood being used against me is what the reason why feminism exists. And it's a concept, it's an ideology, and I must say that me feeling inferior to the men in my life and being a 29-year-old now and pretty much wanting to have male privilege over time, and at the end of the day being rejected because of certain people, the art of rejection, the people that I was being rejected by, basically, you know what I'm saying, analyzed in my mind. And it's fucked up because, you know, I'm sitting here stuck in a perspective that I can't really change because it happened naturally because I am an intellect. You can talk yourself into some shit and talk yourself out of some shit. So the point that I'm trying to make is, I can sit here and stigmatize and stereotype people, but everybody has a story to tell. And if you have a voice, that's what makes sense. I know it seems that a lot of people have gone through shit, and I may seem like a complainer, but it's fucked up that, I sit here and I basically compare myself to other people's fate, just being a female and wanted to have male privilege. And a lot of men, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that they're weak, but they go through shit. You know what I'm saying? I know this, and that's why I condone certain lifestyles, because it makes sense from an intellectual perspective that a woman could be the reason why you may survive. If a man was stuck in the middle of nowhere and he was dying of thirst or whatever or something, maybe that woman was his survival tactic. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on the fate of your life and stuff. Because, some people, you know, life balances itself out. Right now, I'm just a regular black woman. So when I get around people that are of a different race and heritage, it feels detoxing because that's just how my mind works. I have not discovered new arenas yet from a mature perspective, but that's the point of learning. There are people out here that got fucking like 4 or 5 college degrees and they're like way 10 steps ahead of me. And, I know from with my own intellectual identity that I either need to choose to be a woman or choose to be a man. That's where my mind is. So just letting go of emotional situations that I internalize as an intellect. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any memorization problems. I've smoked a lot of weed. Not a lot, like, mountains of weed, but little stones of weed. And I have not lost track of anything I've experienced in my life. You know what I'm saying? I understand from an intellectual perspective that you can overdo things and underdo things, and that's what I have to watch out as a woman. I know what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? Period. I always come to grips with that. Me being a female, if I decide to be an FTM, I'm going to be a flamboyant. I'm not going to say I'm going to be flamboyant, but I'm going to have a sense of, I'm not going to be able to be as masculine as I want to be. So that's why I guess people view me as a butch, because tomboys are pretty much women that go a little bit outside the realms of femininity, and they can't really keep a certain level of feminine energy instilled in them simply because. And you know what I'm saying? Like, the fate of my life had led me to realize that, if I realized that I would really need to get away from half of the people I grew up around, but I really learned lessons from these people, like being around cousins and shit like that. The reason why I reject them so much is because I knew from an early age, from an intellectual perspective, I'm sitting here being rejected all because of his manhood or her womanhood or her status and her identity as a human being, huh?
Don't go, if you're gonna go walk or anything, don't. It's hella police in here, cause it's like a block party, and you can't get in, you can't go out. Don't get out, don't leave. Don't leave. It's a whole block party, and police come to shut this shit down. Like, it's a lot of people outside. Not in our area, but like where like the front is and towards the trash, filled with people.
Yeah.
Ghetto is.
Okay, so
this man driving down the street, this girl twerking on the front of his car.
Freak Nick. That's how it used to be back in the 1990s.
But this ain't Freak Nick. This is the waters in Magnolia Bay.
I think people really enjoy the summertime, though. You know what I'm saying?
It's not summer yet, though. Some of us kind of just got for work and want to just go eat.
Yeah.
And they sit here trying to think it's Freak Nick. This is not Freak Nick.
Yeah.
It's not even summer.
But yeah, I'm just one squirrel in the world, and at the end of the day, I understand from an intellectual perspective, there are people out here, there are gangs of people out here, that's how they live, that's how they work. Some people are stronger than others. And I gotta respect these people that's from a certain, that come from a certain background, because at the end of the day, what I want people to know, that what I want men to know, especially the reason why I want to turn myself into a man, is because for one, I want more men from what I come from to value actual lesbianism. And at the end of the day, I grew up really from an intellectual perspective, feeling a desperate need to survive. And so, you know, they view me as an inbred. Getting myself used to having sex with men is a survival tactic. My little sister just came in. Look, there's people outside, they worry too much. I tried to talk them out of that. I kind of used them as a reverse psychological detox. Like, listen, this is how I learned growing up. If something happened to you, we're going to, take our time, give you shots of heroin, throw you in the pool. You have to survive crime. I survived crime as a kid. And I'm the reason why I say, I guess, I survived it is because I developed a pessimistic outlook. I think that's the difference between most people that's happy with their lives and those that aren't. You can talk a child into feeling negative about things, and that's what the beautiful thing about, I guess, why people like to have money and why certain dynamics exist, is because if you have a certain amount of money, there's a certain level of control that you can get. But like I said, I need to exercise more, because me understanding a masculinistic mentality, yeah, a nigga might respect and value you for being like a tomboy and shit, but there's some people that have certain paradigms and ain't nothing I can do about it. So, I know my little sisters care about me just for just coming in here telling me this and that and the third, but this is where I'm at odds with myself. I need to realize that I have certain people that I grew up around. We're not close. You know what I'm saying? I actually value certain people simply because of, that's just what an empath does. If there weren't people that were concerned about people, perhaps, let me take my head to a different intellectual avenue. Perhaps I compare myself to other people's fate out of insecurity. Let's look at it like that. Being bitched a lot of times, that shit'll make a monster out of your ass. And that's what's so fucked up, because I'm like, damn, these people are ganging up on us naturally. If I had, I value them to a certain degree, because this is why I'm at odds with myself. I'm looking at these people over here. They got their family. They cool. Boom, 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 boom. They having fun. Okay? Because that's what I was saying. I was thinking about manhood. I'm like, niggas is taught to grow up and be men. And if your daddy knock your ass the fuck out, that's love. Right? And you going to have a feminine detox from this woman. I started comparing myself to other people's fate because I wasn't like them. So that's why I just really need to just, I guess a counselor told me that I felt like I was invincible. And at the end of the day, I could not relate to her struggle. She could not relate to me. I can't sit here and I'm like, listen, you have an advantage over me. So, I guess the point that I'm trying to make is I'm still living, and I know there's people that probably want me dead simply just to move me on to the side and get me out the way. But they don't realize I value some of these people because of certain, just from an intellectual perspective. Because at the end of the day, that's all I can be. Niggas is controlling, bitches is controlling, and I pretty much think like a psychologist. This nigger over here, you know what I'm saying? I'm internalizing male ideology. That's how it's been. But motherfucking people, I just gotta like it's some life is about a choice. I chose to sit here and listen to certain people with this, that, and the third. I chose to obsess over the fact that, you know what I'm saying, that I wasn't a man. You know what I'm saying? I choose to do what I do every day. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be stronger minded than that. But that's how niggas get pimped out here. Women too. So that's why I kind of be like with my cousin and shit. You know what I'm saying? I need to stay away from him because he do need to be a man. When it comes to manhood is something I care about too. So I'm like, I don't want to get around him. I feel guilty. I feel like maybe me being a woman has had, he wasn't thinking too hard about his man, has had an emotional effect on him to where he feel like, you know what I'm saying, nah, I can't respect them because they sitting here, you know what I'm saying, my mind in a whole different world. My manhood ain't you can't compare your femalehood to my manhood. You need to just really, accept the fact that you're a woman and keep it moving. But I don't. But like, you know what I'm saying, if I was a man, my cousin would have been my best friend. But it's so cutthroat and ruthless out here. Ain't no telling what his mind is. You know what I'm saying? I always told him, like, I'm not sure. I don't know him like that. You know what I'm saying? We haven't chilled like that. But from what I understand, like, the people I grew up around, the shit that they own is not the shit that I'm on. You know, these people really want to control us. You know what I'm saying? And there's women. What hurt me the most is pretty girls out here. Like, I'm a woman, right? It's pretty girls out here that are sitting here enabling these men that stay stuck in a certain arena. And I'm like, they not finna control me. Like, I'm not being stubborn. I'm being real. This is how I naturally feel. You know what I'm saying? Because for women, other women, I have withheld a certain amount of energy to sit there and submit to them out of respect, because I'm going to die. I ain't expect to live this long. I have used, my womanhood ain't doing shit for me. I promise you that. I mean, maybe it is. I don't know. I don't care about it because of being a lesbian. And I guess that's why niggas don't like this mentality, which is understandable. But nobody's gonna control me. She like, there's a lot of people outside. I'm like, man, I'm finna go outside and run. But that's what I'm saying. How the pimp game, it's not about a bitch selling her ass and having a man protect her. It's more so about playing mind games with you. I guess my sister coming in here telling me that it's a bunch of people outside, 9 times out of 10, something may happen to you if you go out there. They don't know what the hell I've been through. I just come back home and tell them this and that and the third. I'm like, no. I want to go outside and run, but I guess, it's like being in jail. One thing you learn about being in jail is if you don't get wrecked, you're going to sit in your room and you're going to work out. They gave me a little taste of it. Some people actually sit in cells for goddamn 120 days at a time and never come out, and perhaps they stick their hand out the goddamn tray to get a tray, and that's it. It takes a real, and that's where you gotta survive. And I guess that's where I have to appreciate my womanhood, because a motherfucker let you out to eat, or let you out to take a shower, or just to take a breather, or just to be in a certain arena of somewhere else. And that's why being a woman is something that I don't necessarily want to be, because in actuality, I'm like, there's a certain level of stress. I overthink my womanhood. And I don't regret that shit simply because, shit, I done helped a lot of people achieve what they want. Most people that I grew up around just want some money. That's what they want. I'm like, listen, I'm finna help you get this money. You finna get attention. You might not want the attention, but I'm finna help you get this money. But like I said, I can't. People survive. There are men that I have met that sympathize like on the low, and I'm just gonna be honest. I ain't nobody special, but it's men that I met like, yeah, I understand it, but you still a female, and I just need you to do this, that, and the third. And I'm like, just chill and live your life. I'm like, listen, I don't want my little sisters to sit here and worry. That shit hurts my pride. I can tell by all this music and shit that I made, all this pride, my pride been hurt to death. And at the end of the day, you know, I don't know. I guess that's why I do compare myself to my cousin, because at the end of the day, I was sitting there telling him I am overthinking a little bit, and ain't no difference between me and you. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want this, that, and the third to happen. You know what I'm saying? You in the prison, and I don't feel protected by his manhood, and I'm worried about you just like a nigga off the street. Mm-hmm. It's all good though. Like I said, and when I die, I don't give a fuck who cares. But what I want y'all to know is that I do value manhood just in a different way. I really am just a woman that really wanna be a man. And I think that regardless if you like me or not throughout my lifetime, you gonna appreciate that shit. I'm gonna appreciate that shit. Period. It's about what I love and what I like. I really am sitting here looking at these niggas with envious eyes, and everybody got a story to tell. And I just have to gotta put the work in. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, I'm on this internet looking at all kind of beautiful people and shit, and I'm sitting here getting mad at the fact that I got titties and look like a damn female. And I'm like, am I really doing that shit out of insecurity or intellectualism? I'll let you decide, because I'm at a point to where I'm thinking like a transition to man. I'm thinking about what if I was a man, this is how I would be. If I was a man, it's this, that, and the third. Cause I'm like, it's a lot of some lying bullshit. I'm like, I slick have contributed to somebody's manhood, like da 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 da. And that's why I'm like, it's a survival tactic. A lot of people do have psychopathic mindsets. A lot of people don't have people that I grow up with don't have a certain level of intellectualism. So, you know what I'm saying? It's alright for motherfuckers to put the muscle on me. And I'm like, all these people that have foreign superiority complexes over me, it fucked up. Because I'm like, if I really want this shit, I'm going to have to work hard for it. If I really want to give off a masculine appeal, I'm going to have to do some goddamn push-ups, jumping jacks, and all that shit. So I need to do it. Because it's something that I think about all the time. I need to do this. I don't want to just be no butch. But I got a lot of emotional issues associated with my imaginary manhood. Motherfuckers look at you like you a girl, take that bass out your voice, do this and do that in the third. I said, I don't work for something that I wasn't really born and taught to be. It's fucked up. It's all good though. It's all good, man. I'm just gonna chill, and I don't know, I'm getting older, man. A lot of this shit is getting old.